Uncharted is directed by Ruben Fletcher and stars Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg, and Sophia Ali. Street-smart Nathan Drake is recruited by seasoned treasure hunter Victor Sullivan to recover a fortune amassed by Ferdinand Magellan and lost 500 years ago by the House of Moncada. Now, I've never played any of the Uncharted games. I'm sorry, I'm just not a big video game person. I've always been more into movies or TV, hence my tagline. However, I am aware of video game movies, and I am aware of the reputation that the worst of them absolutely suck and suck hard, and the best of them are so mediocre that they are completely forgettable. So with that in mind, which of these two categories does Uncharted fall into? We're gonna go with mediocre and forgettable. Yay! I mean, the movie's not bad. It's just not really that good either. Alright, so first of all, what is good about the movie? Well, for starters, the action's actually really awesome. All of the stunts, usually done by the actors themselves, are really creative. The dynamic camera work and quick choreography works as a great 1-2 punch to each other, pun intended, and a lot of the settings of the fights are really imaginative. From something as simple as a club fight, to the cargo plane battle that you've seen in the trailers, to even bigger battles that I won't spoil for you here. Also, Tom Holland is really good in the movie. We'll get into the problems with his character later on, but for what he's supposed to do, he actually is really good in the movie. He's really funny, he does a lot of the stunts himself, and he's just really likable in the film. And the chemistry that he and Wahlberg as Sully have with each other is really great, and I really did like them both when they were on screen together. But with that said, Tom Holland is not Nathan Drake. He always comes off as Spider-Man trying his hardest to act like Tony Stark, and nothing else. I can see why he's trying to get out of playing Spider-Man nowadays so that he can stop being focused on throughout his entire career as that sort of character. But this is not the best role to start off in because it's not really his type of role. Even as someone who knows nothing about Uncharted, who knows little about Nathan Drake, I can already tell just by looking at these two, this is not Nathan Drake. You know who's more like Nathan Drake? Mark Wahlberg. But even then, he's not really that good in the movie either. I mean, he has good chemistry with Holland, sure, but most of his performance, let's just say it reminded me of his performance in The Happening. Yeah. I also didn't really care about the characters that much. I mean, most of them are constantly looking over their backs at the other characters to make sure that they don't get backstabbed. And it doesn't create a really in-depth character dynamic because you're always expecting the characters to betray each other, and there's always a barrier between them that you can never really break through and truly get to know any of these characters as much as you really want to. I also thought that a lot of those story elements were really stupid, like this movie does the stupid and lazy move of putting the middle of the movie as the very beginning of the movie as a cheap way to hook your audience in whenever you don't have an actual introduction. That and a lot of the foreshadowing, especially with one of the props, goes on for way too long and is so obvious and so stupid that by the time we're halfway through the foreshadowing, you're just like, I know, get on with it. I honestly don't know how to conclude this review because I feel like Uncharted fans and even the casual moviegoer will actually really enjoy it. And on the one hand, I can see why they would enjoy it, because there is a lot to enjoy in this movie. The action is incredibly imaginative, a great majority of the comedy does work, and a good half of the performances are good. But you're never really given the opportunity to truly get invested into most of these main characters. A lot of the cast is either miscast or don't give the best performances, and a lot of story elements, plot holes, and missteps that are usually associated with bad movies just so happens to be in this movie. I feel like with a little tweaking here and there, this could have been a really good movie and the first legitimately great video game movie. But as it stands, it's just sort of forgettably meh. I'm gonna give Uncharted a C. Well guys, thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite video game movie? I don't think I have a real objective favorite, but for my personal taste, the first Mortal Kombat is a legitimate guilty pleasure. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best, and don't forget to click subscribe and click the bell icon down below to stay up to date on all things movie, all things TV, all things nerd.